God bless you, my dear class. How are you all? I'm your teacher to teach you science lesson number 3 for Cambridge 6. Today's topic is the scientific method, skills and processes. You know, scientists are the people who never stay restless. They are always keen to find different processes and phenomena going around us. And they are very much curious for natures and for different behaviors. So, any scientist must be following a proper design process which will be studied today. So, we will be going in detail. The first one is observing. A scientists are very good observer. How he observes things. With the help of instruments, a scientist uses his senses very well. For example, can you tell exactly how hot the tea is without a thermometer? You can just touch the cup by your hand and you can predict this is hot or cold. But how exactly, what is the temperature of the tea? You will be needing a thermometer to record it. Similarly, after observing, you need to communicate. You need to share, report, or transmit and receive information. You need to share your observations with other fellows, with your team workers, with your supervisors, and with other teams working on the same experiment. Then comes inferring. Whatever you observe, you need to conclude something out of it. And when you infer, it means that you draw conclusions from your observations. And here one thing is very exciting, that whatever you are observing, you can write many inferences out of your single observation. And if a team is working for it, so all the people can infer many things out of the same observation. Means inference can be right or wrong. Then the stage of hypothesis comes. You know what hypothesis is? A hypothesis is formulating something out of your observation. A hypothesis is a tentative assumption related to certain phenomena which the researcher wants to verify when required. It is an unproven statement or position about the factor or phenomena that is of interest to the researcher. An important role of a hypothesis is to suggest variables to be included in the research design or not. Next is the stage come when you plan your further investigation. Whatever you are doing, you're collecting data, you are evaluating, you are drawing tables, you are collecting, you're questioning, or you're thinking, you're analyzing, you're using teamwork, or you're communicating your data, you need to investigate your research. Either you are going in the right direction or wrong direction. Now when we sum up all the processes involved in the scientific inquiry, we can draw the flow diagram out of it. And the very interesting fact about it, that when you start your research, there is a question in your mind. When you start collecting observations, you're doing research on it. And on the basis of your observation, you write hypothesis. And to confirm the hypothesis, you need to do some activity to check the performance of your hypothesis. When you get the result of your experiments, you start analyzing that data. At this stage, you analyze either you have written the right hypothesis, you have performed the right activity, or what the conclusions coming out of this whole process. The very exciting fact about the scientific method, that this is an ongoing process. Like whatever you analyze, out of your result, you can start another research out of it. That is why a scientist never sleeps. He moves on in a circle. He tries to bring results out of his activities. Now today's task. Inferences observations should not be confused. Which of the following statements are inferences and which are observations? Like I have given you 5 statements, you have to think about it as a scientist, that if you are working as a scientist, then what will be these statements classified? Thank you very much, class. Take care. See you tomorrow.